Greetings, friend. How are you doing today? I have one question to start with for you. First question: what seasonal fruit or veggie are in where you are right now? Wherever you are in the world, in most places, even the tropical country Indonesia back then has seasonal fruit. So, what seasonal fruit or veggie do you have in where you are right now? Please share them in the comment below. First of all, I would love to know where you are, and then what seasonal fruit, because I always like to learn that. And in here in the United States, being fall time, it's pumpkin. Pumpkin is the kind of like the signature fall time autumn veggie or fruit. Actually, I don't even know if you're supposed to call this a veggie or a fruit. But pumpkin is all over the place right now. Pumpkins start coming out in September, and then they're around through the end of the year. And I just love pumpkin. I love pumpkin. I love pumpkin for decorations and all kind of thing. This is an interesting pumpkin, isn't it? It's kind of like bumpy, lumpy like here, and it's called warty pumpkin. But pumpkins all over here in the US right now, in this part of the US. And it's actually make me think about some informations that I learned about pumpkin from the past. And one of them, do you know, my second question, that if you put pumpkin, say, so this is a small pumpkin. This is intentionally small pumpkin for decorations. This is just an intention. This pumpkin we use for decoration. But some pumpkin, you might have seen picture that pumpkin grow really, really quick. Some pumpkin meant to be big pumpkin, and they can grow really, really big, actually, really large pumpkin, like that huge or even bigger. Now, those pumpkin, even the one that's meant to grow really big, if you put them, say, in a jar. So when the baby pumpkins initially growing, if you cover them, say, with a glass container, so they can still get sun, and it's cover it around the pumpkin will not grow bigger than the container surrounding this glass container. And if the container is shaped, let's say, oblong instead of round, pumpkin usually grow round or like that. But let's say the container is oblong, vertical oblong. The pumpkin, as it grows, will actually grow following the shape of the container. So instead of growing sideways like most pumpkin, like normal pumpkin, it's grow upward like that. And so that is so fascinating. That is so fascinating how pumpkins being shaped by what's limiting it. And actually, it's not just pumpkin. It's not just pumpkin, but you and I also follow whatever the restrictions that we have around us. Now, you might not, and I don't, have a glass container or coverage around us. Hopefully, you don't either. And at the same time, many times you have the invisible restrictions in your life. Things such as, things that your parents tell you when you were young. Oh, you will never be able to be a speaker or a doctor because you have ugly voice and you're too stupid, which is something that people told me when I was growing up. You'll never be a speaker. You'll never be a doctor. Don't even dream to be a doctor. And for all that matter, my academic advisor told me I was too stupid to become a doctor. How about that? And then perhaps it's something different, but kind of similar. Perhaps you hear the neighbor say, oh, that kid is just such and such and such. And then it's implanted in your mind. And perhaps somebody broke your heart when you were a teenager. And then you said, oh, well, you know what? There is this, now you believe that you are not lovable. Maybe it caused you to believe that you don't deserve a wonderful companion. And what about things such as when you're growing up, and when we were all teenagers, we tend to be a little awkward, right? And somebody might have said, that awkward kid, or maybe even the awkward fat kid, because for that person, for whatever reason, they believe you fat. And then, so what are you thinking about yourself now? Are you awkward and fat and having challenge with yo-yo dieting back and forth and back and forth because of the hidden grief that you have, that you didn't even realize you have? And so what are things that might be this glass around you? Perhaps it's something the society is saying right now. I mean, it's the pandemic. Everybody is losing. Everybody is losing their job, losing their home, losing their mind. Well, there are many, many, many people who are thriving even better than they were before. That even with the pandemic or because of the pandemic. And so what is the surrounding you? And perhaps it is something in the vicinity. Well, a proper lady got to be doing this and that and that and that. Don't you dare ever think about what have you. Perhaps you grow up in a different society than in the US, the way I grew up back in Indonesia, where, well, I mean, if you are a woman back in the day, why do you even dream about surfing the world? How about being, this is how I grew up. How about being a secretary? I will not make a good secretary. Because I choose not to. But anyhow, so what is it? Oh, if you are a guy or a boy, you gotta be strong. So even if you are sad or you are hurt, never, ever, ever, ever cry. And then you pent up all your emotions and you bury them. And then when you bury emotions, what happens is they don't go away. They just create outlet in different ways. So-called physical illness, triggers point, clouding your judgment, making you stuck with certain problem, health problem, weight problem, you name it. It just causes you. It just cause this you, it shapes you like the glass shapes the pumpkin. And the difference is, even though the effect the same, thankfully you and I are human, not pumpkin. We got legs and arms and ability to things. And so we have the ability to break through these invisible prisons that we have. You have absolute 100% ability to break through your invisible prison. What is the prisons right now? Oh, it's the pandemic and the COVID-19. It's been going on since last year. So no wonder I'm restless and I just don't have peace of mind and things just gonna be tough. Is that the prison? Or how about, well, there is a possibility to thrive easily and with fun, regardless of what's going on in the world. What prisons is around you? What's invisible prison around you right now? And if you have anything that's around you, and if you said, you know what, I'm 100% perfect. My life's kind of perfect in a magnificent way. Well, if there is still something that you would love in your life, and you are not having it in your hand, whether it is better economic conditions, better relationship, better health, better what have you, have more vacation, and you're not having it in your hand, then there is some invisible restriction still around you. And I'm not trying to say that in a mean or harsh way, but it is that is the truth, because otherwise you would have it in your hand already. And so please share in the comment below if you'd like to, but even more importantly, let's just perhaps allow yourself a little 5 minutes quiet time today and say, what is it that I would still love in my life? And what possible invisible prisons I might have around me, and choose to release that prison. Choose to break through with your own hand and with your own mind to break through that. Now, if you don't know how to do that, because sometimes it's easier said than done, then absolutely reach out to me. So I'm here. I'm happy to help you break through whatever restrictions that you have. please simply message me, simply DM me, or share in the comment below, and I'm happy to provide you with complimentary laser coaching. Sometimes that's all what people need. And so what is it that you would really love? Please share them in the comment below, and feel welcome to share your feedback in the comment below, to share this video with anyone that you love. And this is Birgit with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief. I see that as you break through your invisible prison, allowing yourself to be you instead of being a pumpkin, then you will create an even better result, an even more beautiful life, creating a magnificent thriving life one day at a time, and a beautiful thriving life as a whole. And I love you very much, and I look forward to see you again very